I know some of this might be offensive, but it's been apparent that more middle critical is not to be. Alright, so when in the olden times people would get, if they're like a giant like chair, and then the chair would have like the poles at either end and the people would carry that person on it. It's like in the war when they had the futon and someone fell and you would lay them on that, and then would get two people in the back and two people in the front, and they would carry you out on that. So when you're doing that, it's your handicap because you're not using your body to move. That is an incredible attribute not to look over. Carried on side, because it's things like these that are what a system is. And so when you're looking at a system, it's like the biggest system in the world could just be a wire that's like a charger cord, and it's put on like near a table, and then you have like a cup close to the edge on the table. That's a sophisticated system, because if someone hits the wire, falls over, hits the table, well, now it's, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the cup was right near the edge of the table. And so when there's things that are like scandalous, it's that that person knew that the cup was close to the edge of the table, and the cord was not like bright orange with flashing lights on it. And so that's scandalous in itself. But to have it be inside of a room that's really small and crowded, and then say that it wasn't, is even more scandalous. Everything is prone, like in life itself, it's like there's famine, there's war. What are the four horsemen? They're always charging towards the planet with impending doom. That on top of what was sent here and chained to this planet has been hexed in the Bible. It was the devil, of course, with all the angels that went against God. And so we're in the middle of these two things. That thing seems spirit, mean-spirited, marine spirits. Marine spirits is that like we're of water, because our body is like 90% of it. And so like these things internally, you can like look at a system inside the ocean and how things are built, and then you look inside your body and it's like, wow, you're a giant pump, and like literally that's your heart is always like pumping this blood, and water is like the makeup of it. And so it's like a giant septic tank. And so that's one way in looking at why marine spirits are like a thing. And there's the whole psychology, whereas like in zoology, using that as like a last resort instead of a fulcrum of everything branches from it. It's because when you're typecasting humans, it's inhumane. And that's all that psychology is made out to be. Yes, we've got a reptilian brain. The shape of it, I guess, is like that of a reptile's. And so when everyone has got this, it's undeniable that we've got instincts, but you have to be wiser as a serpent and as peaceful as a dove when there's like all these bad flags around, red flags, people throwing in the towel that's a white flag, is like you're believing that the world is over or the end is near, how it would be all these broadcast news anchors wearing mascara. Betas. These charts are off the charts, and that's all of a sudden how I have to feel and look at these red dots. And so understanding the PSYOP
you can't like have the FBI release all documents to make everyone feel safer, especially because they're never going to, but more so over because if you can like just figure out stuff that is of the categories of a water stamp, a rubber stamp and a watermark, then you can understand what a psyop is. Because when you put something in between two things, now you've got something to jump over. But what's more fitting is that there are public records. It's just no one really knows how to access them. And then once you do, it's, oh my gosh, half of it's redacted. And at least they're meeting you halfway. But, you know, their status quo, what would proclaim them as being godly, is like a conviction rate. And theirs are so high is because they like get a free pass to do whatever they want. They flash their badges like anything they want. And so then it comes to like, if information is regurgitating. Let's take a look at the Olsen twins. One of them was fighting anorexia or bulimia, is because like there's this underlining factor, and I get it, that not everything that you touch or drink is gonna be like fitting, because you're always biting into something that you bit before, or you drink a glass and then you put it down and little remnants from like the inside of your lip drizzle down into the cup and you drink it again, and now you're ingesting backwash. Moreover, it's inside of what you eat, you're digesting it. And so since you've been eating stuff and drinking for your entire life, so now you're just a remnant of regurgitation and digestion. And so that is like what gives these status quos of, oh my gosh, I'm freaking out because this is disgusting.